21-year-old Robert Crimo is charged with 7 counts of first-degree murder. More charges are likely. A judge today denied bond for the suspect. Police say he confessed to the shooting in Highland Park and had contemplated another attack in Wisconsin. Our Dane Placco is live in Waukegan, where those details came out after court today. Dane, what else did we learn?
Yes, Ellie, a lot of new information coming out during today's bond hearing here this morning in Waukegan, including the fact that the suspect has been talking to police and did make what they are calling a statement admitting his guilt. 21-year-old Bobby Crimo III appeared at today's hearing via Zoom. He's being held here at the Lake County Detention Center. Lake County judge ordered he be held without bond on 7 counts of first-degree murder, with the expectation that as many as 40 or 50 more counts may be coming. Those would be attempted murder counts for the people who were shot but did not die. Now, after the hearing, Lake County State's Attorney Eric Reinhart talked about those charges.
The judge ruled that Robert Crimo III would be held without bond and that there was probable cause to hold him at this time for 7 counts of first-degree murder. We have filed those counts alleging the intentional killing of 7 individuals. Based on the information that the investigation has produced so far, the judge found that the evidence was at such a level that he could be held without bond. Also, because the fact that it is a mandatory life sentence.
Among the new details revealed in court today, Crimo had a fascination with the numbers 7 and 4, apparently related to the music he listened to. Investigators believe that's why the attack was planned for the 4th of July, or 7-4 on the calendar. Now, they also revealed that there was very nearly a second massacre in the area of Madison, Wisconsin. That's where Crimo drove after the attack in Highland Park. And investigators say he stumbled upon another 4th of July celebration and thought about killing even more people.
It appears when he drove to Madison, he was driving around. However, he did see a celebration that was occurring in Madison, and he seriously contemplated using the firearm he had in his vehicle to commit another shooting in Madison.
Did you know how much ammunition he had at that point?
Approximately 60 rounds.
At that point, he did?
Yes.
60?
Yes.
What about his motivation for the attack in the first place?
His motivation isn't necessarily clear. I don't want to go specifically into what he told investigators. However, he had some type of affinity towards the number 4 and 7, and inverse was 7-4.
Do you believe his plan was to go to Highland Park and then to Madison all along?
We don't have information to suggest he planned on driving to Madison initially to commit another attack. We do believe that he was driving around following the first attack and saw the celebration.
So there could have been a second massacre that was averted, thank God. They also said that they found his cell phone. He apparently threw his cell phone out of the car somewhere near Middleton, Wisconsin. That's just outside of Madison. As for his attorney, he has been appointed a public defender, but there was a little bit of confusion early on because esteemed criminal defense attorney Tom Durkin in Chicago filed for an appearance in this case and did in fact pop up on the Zoom bond hearing this morning. However, Durkin said he discovered that he has a conflict of interest and cannot represent Crimo. So he is going to be getting a public defender. Investigators did say, as well as we mentioned at the top of this show, that Crimo has been talking to them. They didn't want to go into a lot of detail about what he has been saying, but they did say that he made a voluntary, this is quote, made a voluntary statement of confession. So he's not trying to say that he did not commit these crimes. Sally, back to you.
Dane, you mentioned this bond hearing happened over Zoom. Did the suspect say anything? Could you tell anything about his demeanor?
Yeah, he was just one of several little boxes in the Zoom calls, and he only spoke once, and that was when he was asked by the judge whether, in fact, he had an attorney. He said he did not. He was unaware that Durkin was at one point going to be representing him. His demeanor during the hearing he didn't show much emotion, frankly, at all. In fact, when they were reading the proffer, going through the details of this horrific crime, he looked to the right. His eyes were constantly to the right side, his right side, the left side of the screen. He never looked into the camera or showed any emotion or raised his head at all during that period of time.
All right, Jane Placco live for us with the latest developments there. Thank you so much for that.